Stream, go live, get connected. Live video is starting right now. You're now live. They see you. They see you. But do you see me? How you doing, everybody? It's your boy Absird. I'm feeling wonderful. Went outside, got some sunlight. Getting sunlight all this week. Man, this week started off. It started off with the plans I made falling apart, with nothing really being cohesive or standing together. And I was a bit, down, but I didn't have the plans in place in order to feel good. I had them in place because they need to be done. So even if they're not working the way I want them to, or they still need to get done. So I'm still following these plans. I'm trying to make adjustments to them, so I'm not following in the footsteps of failure. But I know that I need to at least fail enough times for me to be satisfied with giving it my best shot. Like, I gotta figure out why I failed and if there's a way that I can not fail. So after a certain number of failures, I'm like, all right, I myself probably can't do this. So middle of failing, ran into some people. Amazing, great communication. They were extremely patient. They were understanding. They treated me nice. But most importantly, they left the reviews that I asked for. Like, they're like, hey, how much should I give you to repay you? I'm like, well, I accept financial help. I need those reviews. The reviews are part of my game plan. The financial help, that's all love right there. That's all, yay. But I need those reviews. And they gave me the reviews. Like, they were like, I'll give you the review right here. I'm like, what? Hey. One of them paid for my Uber, which helped me get to the next spot. And I had to step back and appreciate it because, I couldn't let the fact that it started off not the way I wanted. And so then I ran into some bad news again. But at this point, I was already on the up and up, So the bad news came, and I'm just like, yeah, it's bad news, but hey, because, I'm already feeling good. And then I was like, let me get this one more shot. I go out and about to complete this task. And one of my friends who used to get high with me back in the day, we get high on dopamine. I don't want to leave Shadow's room. We used to get high on dopamine together. And we went to go catch up. And the very first thing they did when they saw me, so they immediately began to attempt to disempower me and have my humiliation be the focus of the set of interactions. And, I'm taken aback because I'm overjoyed at seeing someone I from my past. Even if we did used to get high off dopamine together, I'm like, yeah, brother, we got over this dopamine addiction, right? And then as soon as they started with the competitive attitude, with the aggression, the attempt to place themselves with a higher status, I'm just like, not all of us, I guess. But hey, this my boy. Let me go check him out. We're chatting, and so because I do understand that this is a dopamine addict, I have to look past the disrespect, which was weird for me because I was aware of the disrespect, and my normal reaction to that disrespect is immediate confrontation in order to stop it out. But something told me that I needed to understand why the disrespect was there in the first place. Like, my normal approach wouldn't My normal approach lacks empathy uh, for the situation. And this is a situation that required more empathy than I was used to dealing with. So, I realized that the object of humiliation was because they formed a judgment about my diet, and they formed a set of assumptions based off of that small judgment, and they just held it to be true. And I was like, man, why are they so inaccurate? And then they offer me some vagina, and that once again I was taken aback. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I got some vagina over here. We can share it. I'm like, no, thank you. I prefer to get my own vagina. And then they're like, well, no, look at the picture of the merchandise. This is what I'm offering you. I was like, oh, she's very attractive, extremely attractive, but she's all yours. You know what? You can have her. I don't want this vagina that you're offering me. And I realized that this person is attempting to share with me the things that bring them joy. So after sidestepping the humiliation, turning down the vagina, they offer to cook me a meal. Well, they don't offer to cook me a meal. They were already cooking, and they offered me part of the meal that they were enjoying. And so I see all of this, and this is just. And then as we're talking, and I'm sharing principles, I'm relaying my life experiences to things that occurred, the people I met, the people who I call my brother, the people I call my homies, people I call my peers. We're getting a lot of meetings out there, catching up, areas on life, and it was essentially. Imagine you study math, all types of math. So you can do calculus, you can do rocket science, you can do geometry, you can do chemistry, which, as you know, and then someone comes along and they start using Japanese numbers. This person doesn't speak Japanese. They show no understanding of Japanese. They speak fluent English. You ask them to read their numbers, and I don't know what I wrote. But whenever you go to translate the numbers, they add up. It's like the person is showing little actual awareness for what they're doing. But it adds up. And it really helped me to pay attention to effort, because as y'all know, I appreciate effort. I do. And I'm looking at this, the person's this addict's effort, and then everything started getting together, from the kindness to the humiliation. These are triggers. These are ways to start a process of bonding and separating, of abuse and care, in order to cause codependency. It's a way to strip someone of their dopamine, and then strip them of their serotonin as well, and create cortisol and dopamine, and get them addicted to the cycle and pattern of abuse. And they were mentioning, like, oh, you're going to be a really big help, and I'm really curious, like, why did this person essentially call me up to abuse me? Like, hey, come abuse me. Then I realized this is simply how they interact with their environment. This is how they treat things. And they tried to engage in other forms of competition, and I ended up trying to help for a bit, and then I made my peace, and I made it just in time to receive good news from another source. And I was like, wow, amazing. I received that good news. It's on my mind. I started trying to figure out how to put it in action so that I can do my job, my share of accomplishing the work, right? Then the next dopamine addict hits me up. Yo, I'm in town. What's up? I'm like, yo, what's good? So this next person had only a small portion of time, which they would be in town, and most of it was spent seeing their family. And in addition to seeing their family and all their loved ones, they wanted to see me. We hung out. We're catching up. We're explaining the situation, and so the encounters that we used, like I felt restored. I'll finish that story. I felt restored. It was absolutely incredible. We were in an environment in which this person has normally shown a lot of uncomfortability. And while it was still obvious that this environment was distasteful to them, they it didn't cause them frustration, and they didn't feel the need to rage dump on others. And and then I realized after a while that we were engaging, and I was feeling uplifted and built and supported. And I realized that this person was no longer competing. Like the entire time that we had known each other, it was always they were always competing. And I guess through the separation and the distance, they found understanding. They found they repurposed their life. They switched the way they were working, and I was taken aback because I look at three dopamine addicts, myself being one of them. I look at one who stayed put and two that traveled. And when I see the overall effects of switching the environment and readjusting the source of frustration, because I talked to both of them about frustration. I'm going to share principles. I'm going to share what I see to try to help my brother. And one of them was like, I know I'm frustrated. That's my source. I was just amazed because this person was being truthful. Like they actually understood the damage that they were causing, and to them the damage was acceptable because the ends justify the means. Whereas the other one had extremely similar goals, but chose to operate. Excuse me. Like it's other people here. Chose to operate in a way that built along the way. It's like one person's sitting there burning bridges, and the other one is building bridges they have no intentions on using. They just see a chasm and that they need to cross, and they're like, well, I'm gonna cross here, but I'm gonna leave instructions all along the chasm, so if someone goes a different way, they can build that bridge as well. And I was just, whoo! I was feel, that's my brother! Ha! Man, y'all. I also ran across my homie Brandon. Yo, this brother. Oh, it was amazing hanging out with this man. Like we had a quick chit chat, caught up, grabbed lunch right quick, went for a little walk around. We went for a walk around the block. Hit up the corner store. Then we went our separate ways. But that time, man, we were bouncing ideas back off of each other. We were discussing plans and the direction. With the country and how different rules and laws and affect us as black people, and different neighborhoods to live in, and that interaction, while mostly unplanned, felt more like an accomplishment. Like I both felt accomplished, and I felt like I was helpful. It felt like mutual benefit. Brother, thank you. I appreciate everything that you've done, including the assistance that you gave. This man paid my cab fare for the week. I was just taken aback. I was like, what? It was one of those things where like, are you sure? Do you want me to do this? Yes. Yes, hey, for sure. Oh man. Alright, look. I'm gonna keep this one short and sweet because it was really the tale of three addicts, but the focus was about the way that effort is used. there's been so often where I'm focusing and paying attention to the amount of effort someone's putting into something, whether they're giving it all half-ass it. But now I see, just look at how it's being used, because I don't know why they're using the amount of effort that they're using. I don't know their life experience. But when they're using their effort to bully others in order to exploit life energy and labor from others, using people, abusing people, manipulating people, coercion, gaslighting, attempting to control someone else's perspective and or imposing their will on each other. That's not the birds that I want to flock to me. I I don't want people to accidentally think that I'm. I can't really say that, because if someone has those qualities and they are attempting to be honest and they're trying, then I will be around that person. Like, no judgment at all, no doubt in my mind. But someone who does that willingly, and wants to, and it has the intention of causing harm to others, that person, I don't fuck with that. That's a behavior that I remove from myself, and I tend to continue removing myself from it. And when you come to me in the spirit of gratitude, appreciation, when you come in with the spirit of mutualism, when you're looking for ways to improve me, when you see me slipping, and you pull me to the side and say, hey yo, here's some non-stick for your shoes. That, fuck with that. I love that. When you come to me and we're able to exchange ideas, and we're able to grow and plan and connect and communicate through openness, honesty, and transparency. I fuck with that. That's my people. Y'all, it's your boy Absird. I film these live on Facebook every Sunday at 6 p.m. In addition, I shoot these over to Instagram, where we do a little double take. Y'all want to come in, y'all could join this conversation. Y'all gonna be right here in these comments, scrolling up. I'ma read them off. I'ma fire back. I'ma let y'all know what's good. I'ma show some love. Also, shoot these over on to YouTube. So if you want to just watch when you go on YouTube, you ain't gotta watch the video. You can have me playing in the background while you go do your thing. You can enjoy. If you do appreciate these podcasts and the other content, you appreciate me, you want to show your boy some love, some appreciation, you can hit the Cashapp. It's $ABSIRD. That is $Absird. Anything you give will be used to grow this platform and support the maintenance, production, and education. As yes, I'm re-educating myself on some things. I'm taking some online classes, and just for full transparency, I decided that I want to buy a truck, and I want to just simply own that truck. And so I'm making decisions leading toward that outcome, rather than a lot of the quick solutions that I normally come to and have access to. I decided to be a bit uncomfortable. One of my homeboys said that, he's staying in a small apartment, and I was a bit confused. I'm like, why are you staying in a small apartment? You make so much money. And well, I want to buy a house, and I realized it's okay to be uncomfortable. It's okay to be uncomfortable, and it's way different when you're being uncomfortable and you don't know how you're growing than when you're uncomfortable and you can see the path of growth. Then it's like it's a choice to stunt yourself. It's a choice to put yourself into a recursive loop. It's a choice to not grow when you can see the path of growth and you choose to comfort. You become addicted to comfort and the dopamine that being comfortable provides you, rather than pursuing this path. It's your boy Abby. I'm out.